This is where we oftentimes go wrong. And this is where I tell you that what I'm about to say is unlike most motivational speeches you will hear, but you need to. I feel like most of us have been here. You lack motivation. You've tried every single tip that you've ever seen suggested and the ones that typically help you, yet nothing. This is where we oftentimes go wrong. And this is where I tell you that what I'm about to say is unlike most motivational speeches you will hear, but you need to. So instead of beating yourself up, here are 5 things to tell yourself when you're feeling unmotivated. And please be sure to listen to all 5 points because the 5th one in particular is one that I feel as if most all of us struggle with at one point or another. Also, if you enjoy this, be sure to subscribe. If you are not, drop me a like, leave me a comment, and I look forward to hearing from you. 1. No one is wired to be motivated 24/7. Life is about balance. You do need to focus and be motivated in order to live the life you were meant to live. However, an obsession and lack of balance of said motivation can actually be detrimental. Here's something to ask yourself. If you're always on the go, how will you ever be able to stop and enjoy the life that you have created? So just remember, it is okay. Stop beating yourself up so much. 2. Being productive with our time is not as narrowly defined as we think. Again, balance is necessary, but don't be so quick to beat yourself up. Did you sleep later than you wanted? Perhaps you needed it. Physical exhaustion can lead to mental exhaustion, making it extremely difficult to be motivated. Sometimes we simply need to recharge. Did you lounge around all day on a day that you planned to get a lot done? Again, maybe you needed to recharge. Once you start listening to your body more, it will listen to you more, and you will see that motivation coming back. Did you go out with your friends instead of staying home and getting things accomplished? By nature, even if we are extremely introverted, we are social creatures in need of social interaction to survive and to thrive. So before you beat yourself up for it, remember that a recharged mind and soul leads to a recharged motivation. And also remember that motivation comes in many forms. So just remember, it is okay. Stop beating yourself up so much. 3. Many of the timelines that we put upon ourselves are quite unnecessary. Most timelines for life are merely social constructs. They have been so deeply embedded in us, we oftentimes believe them to hold validity and therefore allow them to influence our perceived validity of ourselves. A great friend once told me the timing of what you learn is just as important as the message or lesson itself. That is why patience is so crucial. Here's a question for you. If we are all unique, why do we buy into timelines that are so rigid? Is there a right time for something, or is there a right time for us? So just remember, it is okay. Stop beating yourself up so much. It is possible that we are being called in another direction. I want to emphasize that just because we are going through a period of lack of motivation does not necessarily mean that we should just give up. However, as we progress in our journey of life, so does our connection with our soul. We are never promised a direct path, and that's part of the beauty of life. So when facing this, ask yourself these questions. Why did I start? Does that line up with my current beliefs? Am I in the right direction, but being pulled in a slightly different one? Or do I genuinely feel like I am pulled into a totally different direction? And guess what? So just remember, it is okay. Stop beating yourself up so much. 5. Don't fall victim to the "if you want it bad enough" misinterpretation. We have all likely heard, especially anyone who listens to motivational pieces, a common point that is made. If you want it bad enough, you will make it happen, and you will find the motivation. There is a lot of truth in this, but the problem is that people can mistakenly only interpret it in its most literal sense. Here's what we have to remember though. Life happens. We get physically and mentally drained. We need to recharge. Mental illnesses do exist, and even though they may not write our story, they can greatly influence how we write our story, especially when we are at our most down points. The truth of the matter is, if you want it bad enough, and it is meant to be part of your journey, it will happen when the timing is right.
when you have a better understanding of your depths and of your soul, when you are recharged. Again, patience is key. A quote that I once wrote goes as follows: listen to your body. After all, it does have a lot of inside knowledge. So ask yourself this: what is my body telling me? What is my heart and soul telling me? And then follow that answer. It will lead you to where you need to go at the right time. But in the meantime, don't forget to be motivated to live. That right there is some powerful motivation.
So just remember, it is okay. Stop beating yourself up so much.